Okay, so before I could even think about building an exit plan from my job, I had to get honest about what my current life is even costing me in the first place. Not just financially, but mentally, emotionally, physically, spiritually, because I realized something about myself. I had normalized being drained, and 10, 15 years ago, I thought adulthood was exhaustion because I always saw that around me. I always saw my parents exhausted, my mom, my dad, my brother, especially. He works more than anybody I know. And it just seemed like it was normal. And I realized I didn't want normal. So I had to give myself permission to not want what felt like everyone else was doing. And then I started asking questions. Why is it this way? Why are y'all like that? Why are you working your job if you really don't like it? Like, my brain sometimes just really works in like black and white. I don't always know how to operate in the gray. I am learning. Because one of my old managers, my old bosses told me, like, Renee, learn the gray a little bit. I was like, okay, I'll try. That was 6 years ago. I'm still trying. But yeah, it wasn't until I started auditing my life honestly that I realized how much of myself I was losing just trying to maintain it. That's uncomfortable. Man, that one hit me. So today I want to kind of just walk you through the audit. I think every high functioning woman, similar to myself, needs to do this before she decides to change her life. And I get it. You want your life to change. You are probably in the middle of a rebuild, of a reinvention, completely wanting to redesign your life, from your work to your time to your money to your goals to the leap that you want to take to your creativity and your outlet. You're in that space. So I want you to think about this audit as I walk you through what I've been using. So I realized that you don't need a new job first. That's not the first thing that you should run to do. And I get that that's commonly the first thing that we think to do. Okay, how can I get out of this? I got to get out of this situation immediately, ASAP. Like, what else can I do? What else can I jump into? Like, I'm about to quit this job tomorrow and then figure it out the next day. People immediately run to updating their resume, applying everywhere impulsively because you are so done that you just want to get out of the boat. Like, you are literally on the boat and you see the dock like 10 miles out and you are just so ready to jump off that boat and swim to the dock. That's the impulsivity. People fantasize about escaping. You probably fantasize about this on your lunch break every single day, driving into work every single day. And then when you get home after you left work every single day. All these things are normal, by the way. And then you assume location or a job is going to change or solve the like depletion that you already feel here in your body, in your heart, like in your soul. But I think before we try to escape our life, we need to actually examine it a little bit. So we're not running to a prettier version or a bigger house with more windows from the house that we just left. So sometimes you don't need a new life immediately. You just need clarity. And I got this clarity sitting in the car for those 3 hours the other day, and it has not left me. God had me in Mark 11:22 this morning, and just to the point of the clarity I've gotten since 3 days ago, it speaks. It speaks. So pull up Mark 11:22 whenever you get a moment. Read in that and rest in that scripture. But anyways, I want to walk you through this audit. So there are 4 buckets. And I started mentally separating my life into these 4 buckets to just help me gain a better understanding. But it's energy, it's money, time, and then identity. So for energy, bucket number 1, what consistently leaves me feeling worse than when it started? Is it the meeting that you just sat in with your boss? Is it the commute that you have to and from work every day? Is it the emotional labor that you have to put in on a daily basis? Is it being constantly available for anybody to text you? Do they Slack you? Do they call you? Do they text you? Do they send voice memos? Are they trying to hit you up in 4 different ways because you're always on? Is it decision fatigue? Or working somewhere where there's like this urgency culture where everything is a fire, everything is a fire, everything is a fire. Well, what do we do when there's a real fire? If everything else has been a fire? Some of us are honestly like so overstimulated, we don't even recognize depletion anymore. It feels secondhand normal. We don't even see the separation. You don't see that you're in it. You don't see that you're functioning from it. You don't see that it's like flowing through you. My second bucket that I mentioned was money. Where am I spending money trying to recover from the thing that's making me money? Because now it's costing you even more money. And now your salary ain't the same. We already know Uncle Sam likes to get down with the taxes. But now you done triple taxed yourself because you're trying to outsource. You're trying to recover from the exhaustion, from how that job makes you feel, from what a long day does to you, from a conversation with someone you don't really care for does to you after you have it. A couple examples of this. Are you spending money on takeout? Are you constantly eating out every single day now and it's not even in the budget? You're overspending. You already went to the grocery store, went to Aldi's or Kroger on Sunday, did some meal prep. Now you're not even eating the food that you meal prep. It's sitting in the refrigerator because now you're just going to spend money on the food that you have at work or around work. Are you spending it on margaritas? I was spending it on margaritas. I'm not proud to say that, but it is the truth. And I had to catch myself because it quickly took me back to how I felt back in 2021, 2022, when Renee was going through the very exact same issue. Convenience spending, things that are just convenient. You're now buying them all, right? Like you're buying all this water, you're buying all this food, you're buying your lunch, you're buying your breakfast, you're buying your dinner, you're buying all your juices. Like everything now is just based purely off convenience because you don't have the capacity to do these things at home. Exhaustion spending is also connected with convenience spending, and then overconsumption as coping. Are you constantly on TikTok shop, buying up the shops? Every other day they dropping off a package at your front door. You need to slow down. Time. What am I giving hours to that isn't actually building my life? This is why I don't play about time anymore, because you do not get time back. Sincerely, a breast cancer survivor. Are you doom scrolling after work? Are you doom scrolling during your lunch break? Are you commuting a lot on a daily basis, on a weekly basis? Add that up. How many hours in a week do you spend in the car? How many hours a week do you spend in traffic? Being too exhausted to pursue personal goals. You wrote down at the beginning of this year the 3 things that you wanted to do. Where are you at with that? You said you wanted to finish this book, get the photos for the book. Where does that land? You said you wanted to start your YouTube channel and recording videos. Have you? Did you follow up or did you fall off? Or did you literally just put your goals on the shelf for right now because you don't have time, and you don't have time because you're always working? So you're allowing work to consume your time when it's also not only consuming your time, but taking away from the goals and the vision and the dreams of the life that you desire to really have on the other side of all of that. That company can lay you off tomorrow. I hope that doesn't happen to you, but I've gone through that more times than I like to say now. And I just want you to have the reality of like your time is your time, and protect your time at all cost. I realized all my best energy in the past was going to survival. I caught myself early too this time because the first month, that's when my YouTube video slowed down. That first month of starting this job, because I was like, oh my God, I'm exhausted. I don't have time for it. But then somewhere along the lines, I had to wake the hell up. I said, wake up, Renee. Wake up. Wake up. You are 37. We have been here before. We're not doing the same thing this time around. We are switching things up. Fight for your right. Fight for your vision. Fight for your goal. Fight for your life. Fight for the things that you want. And this may sound crazy, like I'm going to war, but like I got to take it like that, because literally to just get over that hump, y'all know this, it's just hard. It can feel so hard and it can feel so impossible, but I have to keep it at the forefront and know that it's not impossible. Mark 11:22. Go back to that scripture. Trusting and believing and not doubting. That's where I have to sit. That's where I have to let my faith lie. That's where I have to remain. Identity. What version of myself have I been performing for so long that I barely recognize myself anymore? Have you asked yourself that? Do you recognize who you are? Do you recognize the choices that you're making? Do you recognize how you feel when you wake up in the morning? Are you hyper competent? Are you emotionally suppressing? Are you always being on, not just for your job, but then turn around for your family, for your mom, for your dad, if you're a caretaker for them, like I am in a sense, for your nieces, for your nephews, for the kids, for your friends? Are you on for everybody? All 7 of them? Becoming productive instead of present. Losing softness, losing your playfulness, losing your creativity. This is why you probably have heard an uptick in like inner child work. But what are kids made to do? Kids are made to be kids, have fun, play, enjoy being a kid, enjoy being outside, enjoy like that giggly, free, like just that beautiful spirit. Adults need to figure out how to get back to that. And I'm telling you, those are some of the best adults that I know, because I am one. My friends that are just like playfully in tune with themselves, we have a ball. Because why make everything so serious when life is already so serious and so hard and so heavy and so busy, and we pay bills and we adult and then we work and we fight through traffic? Like, I don't know, the millennials, why do we rush to grow up? I feel like we're the most serious, unserious generation. I'm just going to leave that there, though. And I think that's so good for us because we've seen a lot, we've been through a lot, and we tired. Okay? So all that to say, I wasn't just tired, but I greatly felt disconnected from myself. And I don't like that feeling. So just these buckets, it reveals so much. The job affecting my eating habits, it affects my sleep, it has relationships, it can affect your spending, your creativity, your emotional capacity, your health, your nervous system. The job isn't just a job, it's the center of an entire lifestyle. This becomes an all-encompassing lifestyle. And when you realize that, you may very well have realized you built your life around surviving it. That's scary. So the life audit, when you sit down and do this, it will change you. And I said this in another video too. The more you know about yourself, the more you discover about yourself, the more your eyes open. And it's just like, wow, girl, that makes sense. That's why I do that. That's why I act like this. This is why I feel this way. This is what it means. And when you have like data and you have understanding, now you have a concept, and now you can put that concept to work, and now you can change and redesign however you want to. So once you see it, you can't unsee it. And the clarity that comes from that will change the way you tolerate the pieces that are out of alignment with what you see, with what you learn, with what you know. So awareness changes once you accept it, you see it, you accept it, and this audit for you becomes the beginning of then rebuilding from a new place. And I'm so excited about that. So this is what the exit plan is literally made to do. So if you don't do anything else, like after this video, take 15 minutes tonight. Yeah, 15 minutes tonight, and ask yourself those 4 questions that I mentioned to you earlier, and be very honest about what you ask yourself. The energy, the money, the time, the identity, because I think a lot of us are trying to build our exit plans without fully understanding what we're trying to exit from. And when you don't know what you're trying to exit from, you end up exiting to the same situation, a different job, but the same type of exhaustion. And that's like quite literally what I'm building for myself right now. Something to help women walk through this process honestly and strategically, not impulsively. So the waitlist is below if you want to follow along as I build it. And in the comments, tell me this: which of the 4 buckets is draining you the most right now? Until the next video, my friend, peace out.